Hey guys, so I just finished my nails. I did Death Trumpet this time, and I like it a lot. I think it looks better in person than it does on the camera. It's super light, and I had to do like 3 or 4 coats because it was pretty sheer. But yeah, I think it's a really pretty color, really nice for spring and summer. And I've got Project Fear playing in the background because duh. It's the episode where they're at the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, which I've been to before. And so that's just super cool to watch a video like this of a place that you have been. And I am fixing to start Root Magic. And I'm going to, it's 12:05. I'm going to try to read for, cause let me think. I need to put some chicken in the crock pot. And I think that has to go high for 3 to 4 hours. So 5 to 4, 3, 2. Okay, so I'm going to read for an hour. See how many pages I get through in 1 hour. And then show you guys what I'm making for dinner tonight.
Walked over, joining the line. Jaw dropped, you wearing all white. Wonder when you got so fine. Yeah. Said hi and asked what's been up. Kept talking month after month. Your time, I can't get enough. Not alone anymore. You could be the one I'm looking for.
Timer just went off. I read to page 37. So I'm on chapter 3 of Root Magic, 11% in. And it's sad. I don't know why I keep picking sad books. But basically we start off with a set of twins, Jez and Jay, and they have just lost their grandmother. And they're walking with their mom and their uncle, who is called Doc, back home. And a police officer is standing on their porch. And this is 1963 South Carolina. And I don't know if you watched my previous video or not, but that is where I explained the synopsis of Root Magic. And Jez is our narrator. She is our main character, and she and Jay are 11 years old, I believe, and they are black kids growing up in 1963 South Carolina. I am so sad because the writing really hits you in your feels, showing the grief that Jez specifically is going through with not only the loss of her grandmother, who was her best friend, but also she's very smart. She is meant to be in the 4th grade with her brother. I believe they've just finished the 4th grade. And her teachers encouraged her mom to allow her to move up into the 6th grade for the next school year. So she's grieving a little bit the loss of sharing the school experience with her brother. But I would say even more than that, she's grieving the fact that she doesn't have any friends. So she's just lost her best friend, and now she doesn't have friends at school. Not only does she not have any friends, but the girls are mean to her. There was just a scene that I was reading when my timer went off where the girls are pushing her down and making her fall and drop all of her books. And they're also making fun of her dress, which is especially heartbreaking because it's a dress that her mom made for her out of one of her grandmother's old dresses. So kids are great. But where this story is really going, I think, is the experience and the culture of root magic. So root work is something that I do not know a lot about. However, because of the books I tend to read and because of my interest in magic in general and folklore and things of that nature. I know a little bit, and I'm finding it fascinating to read these different books that include people growing up in this world, people growing up with this as their culture and this as oral traditions that were passed down from their ancestors. It's really fascinating to me and honestly just really sweet. This is a tradition that Doc, I think, will primarily be teaching Jez and Jay. And so far, they have made pouches that they have sewn together from felt. They have added certain objects into them and sewn them together with breath and intention. And it's just a really beautiful moment that the three of them shared. Our main character, Jez, wants a friend. And so that's what her magic and intention consisted of during this moment. But yeah, my timer went off. That's where we're at. I need to get this chicken in the crock pot because I am making pulled chicken sandwiches tonight with coleslaw and chips. I just realized I don't have a side. Beans would have been yummy. But Leah likes chips, so I'll just say I did that with intention. But let's get started on dinner.
You could be the one my heart adores. Got me in my head, yeah. Don't need second guesses. Falling but won't let it show. You're what I'm looking for. You had me at the door. Walked in, I need some more of you. I need you in my life. I want you all the time. I'm falling through the sky for you. I promise not gonna lie. Showing more of this side. A victim of different lies, but I might try for one of a kind. I might try for you can see through oversight, baby, yeah.
Yeah, one time for my girl back home. Say this twice so you won't feel alone. My love for you has grown. My love for you has grown. Miles apart but I still feel closer. Shines bright but I don't lower exposure. Smoke show before you even get to know her.
Yeah, you're what I'm looking for. You had me at the door. Walked in, I need some more of you. I need you in my life. I want you all the time. I'm falling through the sky for you. If I'm being honest, I didn't mean to fall in love with you, with you, with you, with you. It just kinda happened. Don't really know when. Just know that it's with you, with you, with you, with you. Now it's making me nervous, 'cause I'm thinking you noticed. Let me know if you change your mind, 'cause when all we do is talk, it's impossible not to fall a little bit in love. But tell me if I'm wrong, or if I'm the only one. 'Cause I would leave my love behind and keep on talking to you. I just need a second, so I can hear it saying, leave it all to stay with you, with you, with you, with you.
Okay, so now that dinner is going, I did just get, well, I just saw the notification that the weekly challenge card for Pentacles came out. So it looks like it is the Seven of Cups. Pick multiple books and blindly/randomly pick one from the pile. Poll, blindfolded, partner picking, animal picking, etc. Each book you submit for this weekly challenge card counts for 1 point towards the climb of destiny. So what would be really amazing is when I pull my card, because I'm a mood reader. So I have Root Magic going on my e-reader, but I need to have at least one other one other book to choose from when I go to read. And side quest, I am reading the second book after The Family Upstairs for my family book chat, but that is not a part of Tarot Readathon. It's just something that's happening at the same time. So I do theoretically have that to pick up when I want to. But yeah, I want to pull another card. It's currently Monday, June 15th, so we still have half a month of this amazing readathon. So let's try to fit a few more books in there. You guys can't see me shuffling. I guess I could move my camera, but because I just painted my nails and they're still kind of sticky, the shuffling is quite painful to witness, so you're not really missing anything. Alright, we need a really good card with a really good prompt, one that ideally I have a few books to choose from, a few books that'll fit the prompt so that I can also get the point for the weekly challenge. Okay, let's see. My first one I did, oh no, one of my cards is bent. Pooh. My first one I did the 3-card pool so that I could use that graphic that Deja made. Stunning, absolutely beautiful. This time, because we are halfway through the month, I am just gonna do a single card pool because I don't know if I will have time to read 3 more books. Okay. 10 of Swords. Beautiful card. Love this deck so much. Let's see what the 10 of Swords is. Pulling up my Readathon tracker, also made by Deja. Okay, let's put the date. 10 of Swords. Read a book that has a death in the synopsis. Oh, I think I have a lot of those. Read a book that has a death in the synopsis. Let's go read some synopses. Okay, so truly, The Family Remains by Lisa Jewell will work for this prompt. So putting that in the pile. Ken will also work because the mother has died. That is in the synopsis. That one will not work. I've been wanting to read this, but I don't know if there's death in this book. Girls begin to go missing. Little sister disappears. Yeah, but it doesn't say anything about death. I also have this beautiful edition of Frankenstein that my brother got me for Christmas, but I don't know. Graveyards, brought to life, creation, monsters. Yeah, so that one won't technically work. I also have this really pretty The North Women. I picked this up on our trip. We were in Solvang. There's a really beautiful bookshop. Ugh, that's going to be such a good book, but it does not fit the prompt. Okay. I do have... Whoops. I do have Wuthering Heights, which has been on my TBR for a really long time. I love this edition. Pretty and Cruel Daughter, tragic, twisted drama, serpentine plot, emotionally tortured characters, richly gothic atmosphere, no death. Okay, so I'm going to look at my TBR on my e-reader, and if I have anything on that TBR, then I'm going to put it on a spinning wheel, because I will know which one of these. So I can't exactly do that, especially by myself while my wife is at work. So let me go check out my e-reader really quick. Okay, so I have In the House of Transcendence, which is a book that I've been wanting to read for the year-long Black Halloween challenge. Zora is a necromancer. Some say she is gifted, others say she is cursed, but her abilities always terrify her. Hoping to start a new life, she flees her childhood home and travels to Savannah, but she soon learns that some things can't be changed. There, she meets an alluring and powerful witch named Birdie. She offers Zora a place to stay, a job dancing at a magical burlesque club called Nightingales, and help controlling her powers if Zora can solve her lover's murder. She accepts Birdie's offer and is soon drawn into the magical community of Savannah, where rituals and magical fights are performed in grand old homes, potions can make people float on air, and 3 magical houses vie for dominance. As she tries to put the pieces together and solve the murder, Zora gets caught in the sight of the very forces responsible for the killing. Can she rise up and learn to control her powers and solve the murder, or will her fears cause her to lose it all? Okay, so let me get the spinning wheel going. So choice 1 is going to be Ken, and then we have The Family Remains, and then In the House of Transcendence. I also have My Soul to Keep. When Jessica marries David, he is everything she wants in a family man, brilliant, attentive, ever youthful. Yet she still feels something about him is just out of reach. Soon, as people close to Jessica begin to meet violent, mysterious deaths, David makes an unimaginable confession. More than 400 years ago, he and other members of an Ethiopian sect traded their humanity so they would never die, a secret he must protect at any cost. Now his immortal brethren have decided David must return and leave his family in Miami. Instead, David vows to invoke a forbidden ritual to keep Jessica and his daughter with him forever. Harrowing, engrossing, and skillfully rendered, My Soul to Keep traps Jessica between the desperation of immortals who want to rob her of her life and a husband who wants to rob her of her soul. With deft plotting and an unforgettable climax, this tour de force reminiscent of early Anne Rice will win Dew a new legion of fans. This is also a book that I have for Black Halloween. It's the February pick. My Soul to Keep. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. See? So now it's going to fit my card pull and the weekly challenge. Have to spin the wheel. In the House of Transcendence. Okay, awesome. So I've got 2 books on my e-reader going, and then not anything physical. I'll just do my side quest when I want to pick up a physical book. And Ken is being shelved for a later date. Okay, cool. I'm so happy. Yay. I love coffee so much. So, I have just finished Root Magic, and I don't often pick up middle grade, but sometimes I just want that, to me, very cozy, very nostalgic book to read. something that elementary Evelyn would have picked up and devoured and dreamt about an aspect of that book being a part of her reality, much like adult Evelyn does when I read fantasy and books of that nature. But Root Magic was really, really good. I do want to acknowledge that obviously as an adult reader, if you do pick up this book, don't go into it thinking you're reading an adult book because it's middle grade. So, as I said, it's something that elementary Evelyn would have absolutely loved. And so it was a fun time, even as an adult, to read that book. But I thought the atmosphere was incredible. I thought the lore and mystery and folk aspects added to the book from Root Magic, and being a young person growing up in 1960s South Carolina was just really good. I loved my time spent with this book. And it was really interesting to learn too that our author Eden Royce grew up with women in her family that were root magic practitioners. So just really cool, very interesting. But basically we have Jez and Jay, and there is a corrupt white deputy that is not only racist, but he's very suspicious of root magic and practitioners and anything of that nature going on from the Black folks that live in the marsh where he is a deputy or whatever. He unsurprisingly uses his authority to be cruel and abusive and a threat to these people, but not just the people under this umbrella of what I've just described, but this family really in particular seems to be a target of his. There is a confusion around the absence of Jez and Jay's dad. And the kids grow up thinking one thing, and they learn throughout the story that something else has happened. And we do see a conclusion to that at the end of the book that was really beautiful and really meaningful for the kids and their mom and the community members. So that's one aspect of the story. Another is definitely Jez growing up and coming into her heritage and becoming a pretty prominent, even at her young age, root worker in the community. And that was really, really cool. Her being so proud of her heritage and what she's learning from her uncle and what she learned from her grandmother who has passed away. Just really beautiful. And her dealing with the stereotypes of practitioners, the judgments coming from the other kids at school, the criticism and bullying coming from the other girls at her school specifically, who are Black girls just like her, but still consider her an outcast because her family is a family of root workers, was something that she had to figure out and come to peace with, come to terms with. And I feel like her love and her devotion to her heritage never faltered. And that was really, really something, because it's hard being a kid. I mean, it's hard being a kid and dealing with that stuff day in and day out when you go to school. And so, yeah, the strength of our protagonist was absolutely amazing. And even though not all kids are growing up the same way that Jez is, I think that her strength alone and her perseverance is a beautiful thing for young people to read and see examples of in literature. So yeah, I really loved that. I really love this book. And if you have an interest in middle grade or even have a young person in your life that is interested in any of the things I've just described from this story, and you think, yeah, they would probably really love this, I would definitely recommend it. I thought it was a great read, even as an adult. I have one final book that I'm reading for Tarot Readathon. It is called In the House of Transcendence. I'm only a chapter in, and not much has happened so far, but we have met Nora, our protagonist, who is a necromancer. I am not super familiar with that term. It's not a word that I use very often, but as far as I can tell, it means someone who works with spirits, someone who works with the dead. And she, in particular, can see ghosts. She can see spirits. She can interact with them. When they touch her, she can see how their final moments were spent in life. And so far, the only thing I really know about her is that sometimes it's a real burden. She does not always see it as a positive thing. And her mother in particular, who as far as I could tell is her only family, has completely shunned her because she has embraced this gift that she has been given. So she is at a cafe and she meets Birdie. And I don't know much about Birdie other than she also has gifts, and she had a fiance who passed away who had the gift that Zora has of being able to see and communicate with spirits. So I don't know where this is going other than obviously having read the synopsis, but they are in Savannah, Georgia, which is a location on my bucket list. I would love to go to Savannah and do a lot of the touristy and paranormal things there, and also just see the architecture. I think it's really beautiful from what I've seen online. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So far, really good. But like I said, one chapter in. But we need to spend the day reading. We need to do these nails because work has absolutely destroyed them. And yeah, just enjoy this cozy Sunday in.
I hate the distance, 'cause I'd rather listen. Anything to talk to you. That's making me nervous, 'cause I'm thinking you notice. Let me know if you changed your mind, 'cause when all we do is talk, it's impossible at night to fall a little bit in love. But tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm the only one, 'cause I would leave my life behind and keep on talking. Yeah, I won't say a thing to you. Oh, I won't say a thing to you. Yeah, I'll never say. No, I'll never say. 'Cause when all we do is talk, it's impossible at night to fall a little bit in love. But tell me if I'm wrong.
Hi guys, good morning. I realize I might look a little silly to some, but I've just taken an everything shower and done all of my skincare. And so if you know what I mean, then you know I am in absolute bliss and exactly where I want to be. But I'm popping on because I did finish In the House of Transcendence, and I actually really liked it. I loved the found family aspect of this story. I really liked the location, the setting of this story being in Savannah, Georgia. A lot of the plot does take place in this burlesque club, which I absolutely love. And I liked the representation of body positivity and loving who you are in your own skin. I thought that was really well done. Being proud of your body and not having any negative thing to say about it that society would typically put into your brain, put into your perspective. Yeah, I loved that. And the fact that our main character, Zora, knows how to dance and is wearing what she wants. She is up there on stage showing her skills because she has been in dance lessons for the majority of her life. So she is choreographing these beautiful pieces and she is wearing what she feels beautiful in. And yeah, I just can absolutely see in my mind the confidence and the beauty that she exudes up there on that stage. And yeah, that was honestly, that and the found family, probably my favorite part of the story. I did love the different houses that are located in Savannah, Georgia specifically. In this book, the houses are all over the country, but you do have 3 in Savannah, and Zora is obviously a part of the House of Transcendence. And the found family there is beautiful. The love they have for one another, how they help each other solve these problems, and specifically Tay and Zora, how Tay makes her feel like her story is enough, her perspective is enough. What she learns and feels about herself towards the end of the book comes from a place of love, in contrast to the confidence that she exudes at the beginning of the book is from a place of self-preservation and how she makes herself feel safe. For example, putting up walls, being kind of rude, not letting people in, that sort of thing. By the end of the book, she's leading with love and she is doing things out of kindness and community. And it's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful because she's coming from a biological family that doesn't accept her and moving into this found family. I keep saying that over and over. I'm sorry. But this healing takes place. This healing happens in her life and in her heart and in her soul. And it's just really, really well written. And I felt like I was a fly on the wall for all the conversations, all of the plot twists and family breakfasts and being in the space of the altar and being in the burlesque club, and like it just was really, really well written. I did feel like there were times where the characters were a little immature, and that really showed in their dialogue, and it really showed in some of their behaviors. Even the characters that are obviously supposed to be like the mean ones, and you know, they don't accept Zora and they have all these like ulterior motives, that doesn't get fleshed out quite as much as I would have liked. But even the conclusion shows that those relationships were there for a reason. Like they were supposed to stay like that. They were supposed to be like that. And yeah, it was unfortunate. The ending for some of the characters is really unfortunate, but the magic that you see when Zora starts learning more and more about their craft and their power is very authentic. It's very clear that the author has, I assume, done their research. I assume they're not a practitioner, so I assume they've done their research, and it's just really comes out in the writing. And so the community and the love and how everything is concluded and wrapped up at the end of the book, I loved it. I really, really did. I loved it. So yeah, I would definitely pick up another book by Amanda Weaver. And if you've read anything else by this author, please let me know in the comments below what that was and how you felt about the book. But yeah, that is the end of my Part 2 Tarot Readathon. As always, I have had such a good time with this readathon and can't wait to participate next year. I do want to, and I always say this, I want to do better about my time management, because as I am filming this It's July 5th, so we're 5 days after the end of the readathon, and by the time I edit this and post it, it will probably be well into the week. And I do not like that for myself, but with a life and work, it just is what it is, so it's okay. But yeah, this is going to be the end of this video. If you participated in Tarot Readathon, let me know what your favorite book of the month was. I always am looking for books to add to my never-ending TBR. And if you didn't participate, but you're going to next year, then let me know that too. And if you just want to say hi, how about leaving the sun emoji, the one with the little face? He is such a cutie. Or one of the beach emojis, honestly, with the little umbrella, because it's getting hot out there, y'all, and I would love to be sitting on the beach somewhere. All right, thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.